How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel for a new video on the NC Miata. I know you guys have probably been waiting for updates on this car. It's been a couple weeks since I took the engine out. In the last NC Miata video, we found a problem involving the VVT solenoid. And the reason why the engine's not back in the car yet is I'm getting close to just throwing it in and taking my chances, but I'm really trying to find a mobile welder or someone to weld this gear on the back of the cam. I don't want to take the cam out. I don't want to take the engine off the subframe and drive it somewhere. I don't have a truck. Just kind of trying the path of least resistance right now to get this thing sorted and back into the car. But today we are going to be working on the body of the NC Miata. I've got some things that are going to go on the fenders. Some of you might have seen this. If you are in the Facebook groups, there's a guy who manufactures these and I think they just look cool. And you know, performance wise, I'm not sure how much they'll do. As you guys know, my car is mainly a street car for back roads, and I'm trying to start taking it to the track more. This isn't going to help me drive the car any faster. I don't think it's gonna make the car any faster. I'm mainly doing this for the looks. So before everyone starts complaining, oh, why would you do that? They're pointless. Why would you cut up your fenders? I've already cut up like the entirety of my car. The rear fenders, the hood. I mean, come on. It's really not that big of a deal at this point. So for the looks, I think it's gonna look great. Let me show you what we got. So right here, we have a set of fender vents for the NC Miata. These are 3D printed with a nice material that can withstand heat pretty well and is also a little flexible, but they will sit pretty much just like this. And I think that is really going to add some cool styling to the outside of the car, especially with the hood down and everything. I'll show you guys with the hood down once we get them all installed, but I think it's gonna look cool. I've always loved vents in aero stuff. I think it just looks cool. So these should fall down enough in the fender that I'll cut out the inside of the fender well, which also isn't an issue because I've already cut them. But we're going to be gluing these in with a adhesive, heavy duty adhesive. And then I also am going to paint them, because I don't know if you can tell in video, but they're a little textured just because of the 3D printing, but really, really nice quality stuff. I'm very satisfied with them. So I'm gonna get started sanding these down, throw on some paint, and then we'll get measuring and cutting and get these installed. Here's one cut done. Still need to cut out the inside of the fender well, but came out pretty clean. All looks good, and we're just about done painting, so I'm going to do the other side, and then we can get to installing this and test fitting. All right, here's the initial test fit. I had to do a lot of little just kind of grinding along the edges, but it sits flat, leaving enough room for the adhesive to go underneath. I'm gonna try to smooth it out a little bit more regarding the paint, because you can still see a little bit of the texture. At the end of the day, it's not a huge deal, but I think this looks pretty good. It's wrapped around the edge of the fender very nicely. It's really in there, like it's only just press fit in, and I mean it's pretty well in there right now, but look at that. I think that looks pretty cool. I'll do the reveal at the end once we get everything in, and I can close the hood for you guys, but I still need to cut out the inside of the fender well. But yeah, one done, easy enough. I think it looks pretty great. All right, so it's been a couple hours since the clip before the one that is now, and I had some issues with paint. I did the sanding and used my usual like high temp paint that I normally do, but it doesn't fill very well. So I did a layer of another spray paint that I had, and then thought it was dry, sprayed some more of my high temp flat black paint on it, and it started to crack. I think the paint underneath it was having issues drying all the way. So I had to redo it all. I got a new paint. It actually turned out really well, and I'm just gonna give you a quick update now before we install these. All right, so here is the vent. It's sprayed with a Krylon paint and primer combo. Turned out really well. The inside slots didn't turn out as great because it was kind of hard to sand, but what I really wanted was to get the outside edges really nice, and they turned out nice and smooth, which is good. And then inside here, I've got a cutout in the fender well in the plastic, so it goes straight down. Air should come out of the wheel well, through the fender well, and out the vent. So now we've got it cleaned up, and we'll just use our adhesive. The adhesive we are going to be using is this automotive black RTV silicone sealant. This should work fine. It's not like a gasket maker, so it won't remain rubbery. It should seal it up. I think this is kind of the same stuff they use to do like seam sealer and whatnot, or at least similar. So I'm gonna get this opened up in my caulk gun, and I'm going to paste the vents in. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Alrighty, they're sealed in. I had to obviously scrape out the glue that oozed out of the sides, but otherwise it's in. And that sealant should dry nicely. There's a little bit of a gap in the front, but not too big of a deal. Filled it in with the sealant, so there won't be any gaps or anything like that. We've also got the other side here, which turned out nice as well. All sealed in. A little bit of residue there, but all's well now. So I'm really happy with the way these turned out. That's like a really good angle right there, how nice these look, and they do fit really well. Like, as a 3D printed homemade DIY product, it's like 90% there, like 90% perfect, given that, you know, the cuts I made and the instructions. I mean, all I got was a little picture of measurements, and you had to measure based on like the little angle of this line right here, and then the front of your fender and the top of your fender, and you had to go like parallel with it for the cut. If this was a sold by a company product, it'd probably come with a little bit better instructions. I'm not knocking the guy who made these at all. I'm super satisfied with these, but just so you guys know, it is like 90 to 95% perfect. It's honestly impressive that someone 3D printed these so well, and they look so nice. So really, really happy with these. And as I said at the beginning, once we shut the hood, now you can see the full effect with the vents on the hood and with the vents on the fenders. I think it looks super, super cool. It's gonna look even better once we get the bumper back on, but I'm really, really, really liking this. Here's the angle from right here. Higher up, yeah, you can kind of see both, but yeah, looks really cool. Definite scene points. More function on the track. We'll see, who knows. I probably won't be able to tell because I don't have enough track days under my belt, but really, really happy with the way this looks. So that is going to be it for this video. Thanks so much, you guys, for checking it out. Thank you so much for everyone who has been subscribing, giving the thumbs up to the videos, commenting. I've loved reading your comments. I'm sorry that the videos have been a little slow. Just had a ton of stuff going on, Like I said, with the NC Miata 2.5 engine, I'm really trying to find, like, maybe over the next couple weeks if I can find a mobile welder. Otherwise, I'm just throwing it back in because I'm ready to get this car back on the road. The temperatures are starting to drop a little bit, meaning like it's not gonna be 100, it's gonna be 95. Still crazy, but I want to be able to get this car back together because I need to go get it inspected, and I don't want to go over the 90-day mark to where I have to like go jump through hoops to get it inspected again. So hopefully in the next couple weeks or so, we'll get the engine back in, get the car back on the road, and we'll be driving it, enjoying it, going to track days again and all that. But otherwise, fender vents are in. I do still have the polyurethane bushings I need to put on the control arms. Still looking for a solution for that. I talked to the guys at O'Reilly's today, and they said that their rental tool should be able to get out the bushings that we couldn't with the press. And then also have a few GTI videos lined up. Those will be coming back on Wednesdays. I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. I know I was lacking videos, slacking on some days, but just know it wasn't out of laziness, it was just because I'm super busy. I know I was lacking videos, slacking on some days, but just know it wasn't out of laziness, it was just because I'm super busy. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Go down below, leave your comments. I'll see you in the next video.